If we draw a function on this coordinate axis, this could be any function at all. And if we were to move this function or enlarge it anywhere on the y-axis, and it doesn't matter in which quadrant it actually falls, it still retains its shape. It's possible to see where this function increases or decreases by inspection of its slope or tangents. By drawing tangent at any point on this function, you can actually decide on whether that slope increases or decreases. If you draw it at different parts of the function, you can see that sometimes the slope increases and sometimes it decreases. Now, we can say that the function increases at these points where the slope turns right. On the other hand, at other points, the tangent could be seen to be decreasing. There are 2 points on this particular function where the slope will neither decrease or increase. These lines are horizontal and they indicate that the slope has either reached its maximum value or its minimum value. In describing whether the tangents are increasing or decreasing, or that is whether the function is increasing or decreasing, we don't look at the point on the function, we must look at an interval. When describing tangents, whether a function is increasing or decreasing, this is not a property of a point. We need to refer to an interval. We need to choose boundaries on the function which will show the increase or decrease of a function. The points will be at the maxima or the minima. Points at the maxima or minima have a slope of 0. So at these points, it is neither increasing nor decreasing. Drawing a dotted line through these maxima or minima is shown here in green will show you whether this region increases or decreases. And we can see that all the values below the maxima, shaded here to the left, will show you that that function is actually increasing. You can also show that on all the points below the minimum here, above the minimum, here you'll see that these points are also increasing. On the other hand, the points between the maxima and the points between the maxima and the minima will be seen to be decreasing. So how do we determine whether a function is increasing, decreasing? Well, in fact, we can use the derivative of a function to determine the intervals where that function is increasing or decreasing. In other words, to find those increasing, decreasing intervals, we need to do a derivative of a function. So firstly, we determine when is the derivative 0. Okay, let's just assume that the first one here is at A and the second one is at B. Now we can draw what we like a sine diagram, which means a horizontal line that continues on here, and we'll point points A and B here, and now we determine whether that particular derivative is positive or negative at which values. In this case, we can definitely see, and we can't do it, that all the points between A and B, that the slope will be negative, and that the slope above B will be positive, and the slope below A will be positive. Well, in this case, we can say now that the function, okay, is increasing for all values of x when x is less than or equal to A and when x is greater or equal to B. On the other hand, the function fx decreases when, for values of x, when x is less than or equal or greater than equal, it's greater than A and less than B. So the sine diagram which I've drawn here, this is what we call a sign diagram, is useful in determining or showing whether the function is increasing and for what values, or it's decreasing and for what values. A quick example would be to having a look at a particular function. In this case, let's say that it is x to the power of 3 minus 6x squared plus 10. I hope that you can, when you look at that particular function, you see that it is a cubic function and therefore it will contain a minima and a maxima. But the first thing we need to do, as I said, is to find the derivative of that function, and the derivative will be therefore 3x squared minus 12x. Now, what we wanted to do is to find the parts where it's maxima and minima. That function now needs to be equal to 0. To make it equal to 0 and find the x's, then it's probably best to factorize. That would be our next step. Factorize. So we can now factorize 3x out, and we'll have an x minus is equal to 0. So there are virtually two places in which this function can be 0. One, when 3x is 0, and the other when x minus 4 is 0. In that case, let's just work this out. When 3x is 0, then we can say that x is equal to 0. And when x minus 4 is 0, then we can say that that happens when x is equal to 4. Those 2 points we will now put onto the sign diagram. The sign diagram is a horizontal line that we just use and will fit. Now, to finish off any of these questions, I usually want to tell you, they ask you, where are the intervals for increasing and decreasing function? Well, having done the sign diagram, we can now say that the function x is increasing when x is less than and equal to 0, and when x is greater or equal to 4. And the function x is decreasing when between two numbers. So I'll put x and I'll put 0 in here and 4 in there, and that will mean that that is between 0 and 4 and equal to 0 and 4.